the AC. Hot takes.
Lights, camera, and action is large. Eagles get flattened the door to this debate why I hate and get irate. We rate and irritate. Your game is on my plate. The fans anticipate. Of course, we give them great.
Gonna turn up the AC, got the temperature raising. The latest, hottest takes, no bias for ratings. We coming with straight heat, that's why it's amazing. Go ahead and share the link if you feeling what they think.
Pulling daggers like KD, launching missiles like Brady. Hot takes on the daily. Outcome is amazing.
Only kick with the IC, analytics unlikely. No matter what they speak, hot takes turn up AC. Welcome to another installment of Turn Up the AC Hot Takes with Reason on a solo edition. We're just going to jump right into this one. So the NBA has proposed a couple of changes to their scheduling, and they're looking to potentially get these going as early as next season, depending on how a vote would go, in this off season after this current NBA season. So they're looking to get an in-season tournament going where the six division winners, so at the time of the tournament, would be around, I believe they said around post Thanksgiving, around that time frame. So there would be six division winners, and then the next two teams with the best records would also be in. So a total of 8 teams would be in this mid-season tournament, and they would have a single elimination knockout round style, kind of like March Madness does, obviously on a much smaller scale. But yeah, they're looking to do something like this so they could crown a mid-season or in-season champion. Try to get some excitement going for the regular season, because most people only care about what goes on in the playoffs and who's champion at the end of the day. Let's be honest, most players feel that way too. I mean, the load management thing has gotten out of control, and that's really where these proposed schedule changes stem from the load management situation. Because clearly the NBA is not fond of players like Kawhi Leonard, off the top, because he's been the face of load management this season. They're not too fond with players of his caliber simply not playing due to rest, on back-to-backs or whatever, So the NBA is trying to, add some excitement to the season by adding this in-season tournament. Once again, it would be 8 teams, single elimination tournament to crown an in-season champ. Like, in theory, I guess this is cool, but personally, I am not for this. I don't like the thought of an in-season tournament to crown an in-season champion, because what are you going to call it? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I was the in-season champion. So what? I mean, at the end of the day, we only care about who wins NBA championships. And is that going to count on your resume as, you're an NBA champion by simply just by winning an in-season tournament? I don't I don't know how that's going to, translate to, accolades and whatnot. Is there? So I don't know. Personally, I don't like that. I don't think it's gonna work. But there's a couple other proposed changes that they have that I do like. For example, I guess you could say shortening the NBA season from 82 to 78 games is cool. I mean, that might help a little bit, cut down on traveling here and there, and help players stay injury free or whatnot. But so that's one of the other proposed changes, 82 to 78 games. Now, these next two that I'm about to mention, I like these changes. For example, they got a play-in style, like kind of like like MLB does, where they have the wild cards play for the last spot in the playoffs. They would have the 7 and 8 seed play each other in a one-game elimination, and the 9 and 10 seed play each other in a one-game elimination, where if the 7 and 8 seed, whoever wins that matchup, they take the 7 seed and they're in. They just got to win one game. The 9 and 10 seed would play, and the winner of that game advances to play the loser of the 7-8 matchup, and the winner of that game would take the 8 seed. So if you're a 7 or 8 seed, all you got to do is win one game. If you're a 9 or a 10 seed, you would have to potentially win 2 games to steal that last playoff spot. I like this. I really do. I like this idea. I think it could work. It'll also help, cut down on the amount of teams tanking because all you would have to do is get a top 10 seed. And with teams like, how it is in the Western Conference right now, we got, a really good team who's probably going to miss the playoffs. Like being a 9 seed, I don't know who it is as of right now. I know, Portland's down right now and San Antonio's not looking too hot, but they're able to turn it around, get hot by the end of the season and make their way to a 9 or a 10 seed. They'll have the opportunity to play themselves into the playoffs. So I think that would be a great thing. I think it could work. I think it would work actually. Uh, yeah, so I'm all for that play-in game, the postseason type of deal where, like I said, 7, 8 would play, then 9 and 10, and they would take the last 2 playoff spots. So I think that one would work. And then the last proposed change to the NBA would be where they reseed the conference finals, by record. So best record, and second best, third, and fourth, and then they would have the 1 play the 4, and then the 2 play the 3. I think this one, I'm all for this one as well. I think this one would work because a couple of years ago it was Houston and Golden State. They were really 2 clear-cut best teams in the NBA, and we got them early in the conference finals. Whereas on the schedule change, they potentially could have played each other in the NBA finals. So yeah, I think an NBA finals matchup, we all would be for seeing the 2 best teams play in the finals. I mean, let's go back to 2002, for example, when the Lakers were so dominant. We had the Lakers and Kings in the Western Conference Finals, and that was clearly the NBA championship because the Nets weren't going to beat the Lakers. Obviously, they got swept, and they sure as hell weren't going to beat Sacramento because they damn near beat the Lakers. So, I mean, it could have worked back then too. You know what I mean? So, I I would like this change to happen. I think this one would probably be the best one of all the schedule changes because you'll potentially get the best teams in the finals more often than not. So I'm with this one. I hope it does go down. And yeah, man. So I just want to drop my thoughts on these schedule changes that the NBA is looking to potentially make as early as next season, as I mentioned earlier. So go ahead and let me know what you think, man. Are you for these changes? What do you think the NBA should do if you're not for these changes? So go ahead and let me know in the comments, man. Go ahead, comment, and hate, debate, whatever you want to do. We appreciate it all. Once again, this has been Reason. Turn up the AC hot takes. And until next time, we're out.